Being a backpacker is one of the most dynamic lifestyles out there. It requires independence, flexibility, and adaptability. It's not just about hopping on a plane, exploring new destinations, and then returning to your normal life. It's about creating a life on the go, a life of freedom and exploration. Work is an important part of backpacking. I mean, how else am I going to fund my trips and living expenses? Teaching English, working in hostels, investing, selling bumps out, or any other hustle that brings in money, that's what it takes. So most of us end up hustling side gigs just to make ends meet. It ain't nobody trying to live on ramen noodles and tap water. But when you're on the move, short-term jobs are the name of the game. You want to explore the world, but you also want to get paid, right? Now, the downside to all this flexibility is your income can be about as stable as a one-legged table. But here's the real kicker, language barriers. I mean, who's got the time to learn all these languages? I sure the hell don't. That means you're limited to basic jobs like teaching English or whatever else you could scrap together. And even if you do find a job, there's still little issues of culture differences. You don't want to be the clueless foreigner working and making a fool out of yourself at work. That's why I always pack my 2 degrees and my TOEFL certification. Just in case things go sideways, I got something to pick up. It ain't the most glamorous job, but it's reliable as hell. It's not all fun and games, Balancing relationships, staying in touch with family, holding down a job, all while traveling is no easy feat. There's a lot of challenges that come with it. Take making and keeping friends. This can be tough, especially when you're consistently on the move. And then there's the language barrier, culture differences, and the fact that we all have different beliefs and faiths. We're always on the move, jumping from city to city like a flea on a hot plate. Ain't nobody got time to develop no long-term relationships. And let's not forget about, again, those culture differences. Adapting is key, but it isn't always as easy as it sounds. When you're traveling through different countries with different faiths and beliefs, it can be hard to find people who share your values. And don't even get me started on the goodbyes. It's an elephant in the room. You know it's coming. I've made some amazing friends on the road. But most of the time, it ends up with us going our separate ways. We're scattered all over the world with nothing in common but our love for adventure and traveling. But you know what? These temporary friendships can be some of the most valuable connections you'll ever make. They were for me. They're born out of shared experiences like hiking, exploring, volunteering, whatever it is, and they can last a lifetime. Even though we may not keep in touch, those memories stay with us forever. It's all about finding your tribe, whether it's through shared interests or social events. These connections can provide a sense of community and belonging in what can sometimes be a lonely and overwhelming experience while traveling abroad. But hey, that's what makes it exciting, right? It's all about the adventure. Also, backpackers find that they start to form new travel families on the road, made up of other travelers who become close friends and provide a sense of community and support while away from home. Those new connections can help fill a void left by being away from family and provide a sense of belonging and comfort while you're traveling abroad or on the road. By staying connected with loved ones back home and forming new connections on the road, you really navigate that emotional challenge of traveling, and you come away from your experiences with a greater sense of self-awareness, personal growth, and a deeper appreciation for the people and experiences that matter the most. And let's not forget about accommodation. I mean, you learn to adapt to all kinds of living situations, from cramped hostels to cozy Airbnbs, and even at times campgrounds and tents. Staying in an Airbnb, often more flexible in terms of amenities and location, is you can choose to stay in a house or apartment that is closer to places you want to visit or has amenities that you need, like a kitchen or workplace. However, there are also some downsides to staying to an Airbnb. It can be more expensive than staying in a hostel, especially if you're traveling alone. You also won't have access to the same services and amenities you would find in a hotel, such as housekeeping or room services or travel and tour events. Ultimately, the choice between staying in a hotel, hostel, Airbnb really depends on your personal preference, budget, and the travel style that you're doing. So today I gave you a glimpse into what it's like to live a life of a digital nomad. A lifestyle that technically has no place to call home, but where you're never without a roof over your head. Well, for the most part anyways. So backpacking isn't for everyone, that's for sure. I've seen many teachers while traveling in Vietnam just pack up their stuff and fly back home just because the idea of being away from family and familiar situations was just too hard for them. It takes a certain type of person to handle the challenges that come with traveling abroad and being a backpacker. But if you're willing to put in the work, the rewards are beyond measure. Travel the world, meet new people, experience different cultures, and living a life of adventure. That's what being a backpacker or digital nomad is all about. Are you up for it?